Support for today's show comes from Skillshare.com. Now, Skillshare is a site where they have thousands of courses and lots of course instructors to help you not just simply professionally, but personally as well. I know I have a number of my classes there, and it's one price per month, and it's unlimited access to content. And they give you a 7-day free trial. So you can take all of my classes that way. And if you decide not to renew, okay, you decided not to renew. I'm fine with that. But I'm just simply saying it's a place where you can learn and grow and not have to worry about spending hundreds of dollars for courses like so many instructors make you do. Again, use the link in the show notes, get a 7-day free trial. It will make a difference in your job search and so much more. And we'll be back in just one moment. This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 2187. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. Today's show is one where, frankly, I answer a question from someone who asks, how can you tell a job is real? Hope you find this show helpful. Hope you keep staying safe. Obviously, there's been a change in the COVID standards, and please be careful. Don't want you getting sick. Want you to be able to keep enjoying yourself. And we'll be back in just one moment. Support for today's show comes from Top Resumes. Top Resumes is a site that will redo your resume, they'll redo your LinkedIn profile, get you great results, and they'll do it at a very fair price. Use the link in the show notes. They will treat you very well. And we'll be back in just one moment. How can I tell a job is real? And then the person continues on by saying, sometimes recruiters are just fishing for applicants, but not for the job that they posted. Then later they say the position is no longer open. The second part is really where the answer lies. And it's the assumption that recruiters are fishing for applicants. Now, I'm going to ask you a question because this is always one of the assumptions that I find puzzling, that recruiters fish for applicants. For what purpose? It's not like recruiters are paid to interview people for a living. Contingency recruiters are paid to fill jobs. Executive recruiters don't post these kind of positions to begin with. They rely upon networks and a variety of other means to find individuals. So I know I'm dealing in the contingency space here. And the notion that recruiters fish for applicants is nonsense. It is dead wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. There's always going to be that one idiot who wastes time fishing for applicants. Because what are they going to do with them? That's why I say it's an idiotic assumption. Recruiters are paid to fill jobs. They're not paid to interview people for the heck of it. And then when the person says, and then later they say that the position is no longer available, well, the key to that is understanding corporate behavior. Corporations do not always communicate with contingency recruiters. This recruiter may have been legitimately trying to fill a position, couldn't get you in for any number of reasons, including the fact that you weren't qualified. But they submitted it anyway, but then at least had the courtesy to let you know that the position was closed. Now, I hear complaints about recruiters not getting back. I hear recruiters now being complained about that do get back to say that the job is no longer open. Recruiters take a lot of blame for stuff, and deservedly so. There are a lot of recruiters who do things that are harmful. And in this particular case, this is just one of those myths that job hunters have, that most recruiters fish for applicants as though there's a sport to this, that they like wasting their own time and other people's time to do this with no purpose. And thus, I have to come back to this and say, how could I tell an opportunity is for real? Well, at the time that the recruiter posted it, it was for real. Now, it doesn't mean that they've forgotten about the post and they forgot to take it down. That certainly happens. I know I've done it, and I assume other people have done it. We forget we're human beings. I may have 300 positions still up from my time doing recruiting because I have affiliates who will fill jobs for me. They don't always communicate that the job has been filled. So I'll find out at some point, but those jobs are still up. There's no simple way to answer this question except most of the time, almost all of the time, this is one of those myths that job hunters have to rationalize the fact that they're not getting interviews. So they put blame on recruiters. That's not the real reason. Sometimes it's recruiter incompetence. Most of the time it isn't. Most of the time it has to deal with corporations that are not communicating what the status of openings are, or recruiters not calling them, or there's a million permutations of that. Let's forget about this notion of jobs being real. At the time that they were posted, they are real. They just may have been forgotten and been sitting up there too long. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here are a few things I can do to help you with your job search beyond simply being your coach. First of all, I've got a new book out called The Right Answers to Tough Interview Questions. It is like a cookbook with answers to tons of interview questions that you're going to be asked on interviews. And if you pair it up with my other new book, The Ultimate Job Interview Framework, they are a terrific pair of books to help you with interviewing. In addition, I have a new service where you can practice mock interviews. If you go to thebiggamehunter.us/mock, I've got a service there, very inexpensive, like $99, where we have mock interviews set up. I'm going to be adding more to it very soon, but you can record your answers to them, and then I can critique them and help you perform better on them. You probably have noticed my show notes are pretty thorough with products and services that can help you with your search. And connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/thebiggamehunter. Lastly, my website has a ton of great information. That's thebiggamehunter.us. Now, if you're not ready to go there and go through the blog, put the address in your phone, thebiggamehunter.us, Jeff Altman. So this way, when you're ready to go, you have a way of getting back to my website. Hope you have a terrific day, and most importantly, be great!